Hey, Coach Liz here. All right, this week I want to talk to you about balancing blood sugar because last week we talked about inflammation and the benefits of keeping your inflammation down and what that does for your body, not just in the moment, but long term. It is life changing. But one of the ways that we do that is by keeping our blood sugar balanced because blood sugar and inflammation go hand in hand. When your blood sugar is off, your inflammation is up. When you have a lot of inflammation, it's hard to keep your blood sugar balanced. So when we focus on the two things and we keep it simple, that's when you're going to see those results that you want. You're going to have less hunger, less cravings, more energy, sleeping better, just feeling better in general, and long-term benefits because disease feeds on inflammation and sugar. Cancer feeds on sugar. If you can learn to balance your blood sugar, you have a much better chance of avoiding those bigger diseases, but also things like arthritis, fibromyalgia, even diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Those obesity-related diseases are correlated with blood sugar imbalance. So let's go over some basics really quick. One thing I like to focus on once I've reached my healthy weight, I love that I don't have to stress about counting calories and macros and stressing about all of that. You know what I do is I just think, how can I balance my blood sugar for these next 3 hours? Because even into this next phase of optimization, we still continue with the same habits of small balanced meals every few hours and those high five habits of drinking our water, managing our stress, getting our sleep, getting our exercise, and balanced nutrition. Those are the keys to keeping your inflammation down and balancing your blood sugar and having those long-term results that you want to have. So let me give you a few tips on how to keep those blood sugar balanced. Number one, if you are on the 5-in-1 program or any of the Optavia programs, they are based on balancing blood sugar. You don't even have to think about it. It's just laid out for you. You eat a fueling every 2.5 to 3 hours. Those are designed to balance your blood sugar. That's what I love. If I'm busy working or if I'm out at my kids' games or traveling, I just have some of those balanced fuelings. And I know that I'm good for 3 hours. I don't have to go through a drive-through. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat. It's got me covered. So I still use those into maintenance long-term for healthy snacks, especially when you're busy. But if you are in the weight loss phase, you've got it covered. You're eating those balanced fuelings. Your blood sugar should be staying balanced automatically without even having to think about it. It's so nice. And then that lean and green meal that you're practicing, that practice meal, that is magical for balancing blood sugar. Lean protein, non-starchy vegetables, that will help keep your blood sugar balanced. So as you move into this next stage of optimization, you will notice that you want to choose lean and green whenever you can. Whenever you can choose lean and green, choose lean and green. You'll incorporate some healthy starches also, you'll incorporate the fruit, but lean and green is where it's at. Always be looking for lean and green. Now, if you want to learn more about this topic of balancing blood sugar, there's a couple great resources. In part 2.5, in Dr. A's Habits of Health book, he goes into the color-coded system, teaching you best low glycemic choices. Also, there's several elements in your life book that talks about blood sugar balance. One great one is element 15, how to eat healthy for life. It's just teaching you what foods you're going to want to be looking for and using most often. And that's what I love is knowledge is power. So if you're on the 5-in-1 plan or any of the Optavia plans, your blood sugar should be staying balanced. You're eating those fuelings, you're eating the lean and green, you're eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, you're drinking your water, you're getting your sleep, you're getting some movement, you're practicing healthy mindset, so managing your stress. Those are all the secrets to balancing blood sugar. As you move into this next stage, into the optimization stage, we'll go over what foods to be eating most often, how to pair those foods together. But a couple things that I love is every time I eat, I try to eat something that's very good, full of fiber and protein. Those things keep your blood sugar balanced. Trying to pick something that has protein every 2.5 to 3 hours, and then you can pair it with a healthy carb, whether it be a vegetable, a fruit, whole grain bread or cracker or rice, something like that. Pairing those together, that is key in this next stage of your health journey. A couple other things that help keep your blood sugar balanced is the order that you eat your food. Did you know that if you eat your vegetables first and protein, and then your carbs last, your blood sugar will not spike as much. So trying to get that fiber in, the protein in, and then having the carbs, that will make a huge difference in your blood sugar. So starting your meal off with vegetables, eat your vegetables first, eat your protein next, and then have some healthy carbs. Also, not eating sugar on an empty stomach, that will spike your blood sugar. So in this next phase of optimization, as you're adding in, nothing's off limits at that point. As you're adding in desserts once in a while, knowing that you don't want to eat that on an empty stomach, eating it after a meal, your blood sugar will stay much more balanced than on an empty stomach. It will just spike that. And so that's one thing I learned is if I wanted a cookie or something sweet, I would eat when it's time to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours. Maybe I'd have that cookie as a carb for that 3-hour period. And then I'd have a good serving of protein, a couple boiled eggs or some cottage cheese. And that was going to help not just with satiety, but keeping that hunger and craving at bay. So that's a trick is don't eat sweets on an empty stomach. Also, movement makes a big difference. After you eat, if you could go on a 10-minute walk or vacuum or go up and down the stairs, getting your muscles moving helps to balance your blood sugar. So movement is key. Even if you exercise in the morning, that's going to affect your blood sugar throughout the rest of the day. But it's such a great tip to get in the habit of just going on a walk after an evening meal. It's really good for your blood sugar. Also, sleep makes a big difference in your blood sugar. Your blood sugar will be more off balance if you're sleep deprived, and you will also crave more sweets. Your body will release more ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, and you're going to notice that you're going to be hungrier and craving more of those high carb foods if you're not getting enough sleep. Also, hydration is key. Make sure you're drinking your water. Have a big glass of water before you eat. Also knowing that hunger is the first sign of thirst. So if you're thirsty, you're actually going to feel hungry first. Once you actually feel thirsty, you're a little bit dehydrated right there. So make sure you're drinking lots of water and not drinking your calories, because when you drink the calories, that spikes your blood sugar. Juice, soda, wine, anything that has sugar in it it's concentrated. So even smoothies, when you blend up the fruit, it's different than if you eat fruit because your body doesn't have to work for that. So if you are doing a smoothie, make sure that you're adding in some protein and some fiber to that also. What else? Also, apple cider vinegar. Using a vinegar-based, it doesn't have to be apple cider, anything except balsamic will help lower your blood sugar. So using a vinegar-based dressing is actually really great for your blood sugar, or even just like a few drops of apple cider vinegar in your water before you eat will help balance your blood sugar. So those are a few things that really make a big difference. And then also, I mentioned a little bit about pairing proteins and carbs together. I like to say, don't eat naked carbs. Don't eat a plain carb, like a plain piece of bread or crackers or anything that will spike your blood sugar. You want to put clothes on your carbs. What that means is pair it with something. Pair it with some protein or something that's really high in fiber, like vegetables, helps to keep your blood sugar more balanced. So if you are going to, and practice this with your kids, with your friends, when they go to eat just crackers, pull out boiled eggs or cheese or some low sodium turkey breast lunch meat, something like that. Pairing it with it will affect the blood sugar in a more positive way. So just be mindful of even fruit. I like to eat some protein with fruit, a small handful of nuts, string cheese with some apples or something can really help to balance your blood sugar. So those are just a few of my favorite tips on how to keep your blood sugar balanced and why we want to do that. I promise you, as you practice this, that's actually one thing I love about our 5-in-1 program is it really trains your brain in a simple way to practice all of those things that are going to help you long-term keep that blood sugar balance, because you're eating every few hours, you're eating carb protein balance without even realizing that you're doing it. You're just grabbing something that's simple. You get a feel for how that feels. Your body starts to get into balance. Your inflammation comes down. You have more energy. You're sleeping better. And then as you move into your next phase, into the optimization phase, you really get to practice with your own foods, adding all of those back in and learning how to pair those together. So I think the 5-in-1 is such a great starting point for anyone, whether it be for a couple of weeks, if you're already at a healthy weight, just to kind of retrain your habits, or if you are working on getting to that healthy weight, it will really get you into some really great habits. So check out those parts in your life book, in your Habits of Health book, to learn more about balancing your blood sugar, and just start paying attention to some of those foods that you're eating together with your lean and green meal. When you eat lean protein and vegetables, that is such a great combination and it's such great practice. So those are things that you want to incorporate into your healthy lifestyle for long-term success. So have a great week, and I hope this helped in learning why blood sugar balance is so important. All right, talk to you later.